small village surrounded by green fields, there lived a man named Anil. He was poor, with only a tiny hut and a few worn-out clothes. Every day, Anil worked in the fields, planting seeds and pulling weeds under the hot sun. His hands were rough, his back ached, and his stomach often growled with hunger. But Anil had something special, a big dream. He believed he could change his life if he thought big. Anil's village was simple. Most people worked hard and accepted their struggles. They said, "This is our fate." But Anil refused to believe that. At night, under a flickering oil lamp, he read old books he borrowed from the village school. The books told stories of people who started with nothing but achieved great things. These stories lit a fire in Anil's heart. If they can do it, why can't I? He thought. One day, Anil heard about a market in a nearby town where people sold handmade goods. He had an idea. He loved carving small wooden toys for the village children. They were simple, tiny horses, birds, and boats, but the children's smiles when they played with them warmed his heart. Anil thought, what if I sell these toys in the town market? His neighbors laughed. You, a poor farmer? Who will buy your toys? They mocked. But Anil didn't listen. He thought big. He spent nights carving toys, shaping each one with care. His hands bled sometimes, but he kept going. He saved every coin to buy a small cart to carry his toys to town. The journey was long, and the road was rough. When he reached the market, his heart pounded. The stalls were bright, filled with colorful clothes and shiny pots. His wooden toys looked plain in comparison. Doubt crept into his mind, but he pushed it away. Think big, Anil, he whispered to himself. The first day, no one bought his toys. People passed by, barely glancing at his stall. Anil felt a lump in his throat, but he smiled and called out, "Handmade toys. Made with love." By the second day, a little girl stopped. Her eyes sparkled at a tiny wooden bird. "How much?" her father asked. Anil named a fair price. The man bought the toy, and the girl hugged it tightly. That sale gave Anil hope. Word spread about Anil's toys. Soon, children crowded his stall, pointing at horses and boats. Parents loved the toys because they were safe and made with care. Anil's small cart became a popular stop. He earned enough to buy better tools and more wood. He even hired a young boy from his village to help him carve. Anil's heart swelled with pride, not just for his success, but because he was helping someone else. One day, a rich merchant visited the market. He saw Anil's toys and was impressed. "These are unique," he said. "Can you make more for my shop in the city?" Anil's eyes widened. The city. It was a place he had only dreamed of. He nodded, his voice shaking with excitement. "Yes, sir. I can." Anil worked harder than ever. He made hundreds of toys, each one better than the last. The merchant kept his promise, and soon Anil's toys were sold in big shops across the city. His name became known. People called him the toy maker from the village. Anil used his earnings to build a small workshop. He taught other villagers how to carve, giving them jobs and hope. His tiny hut became a proper house, and he never went hungry again. Years later, Anil stood in his workshop, watching young workers carve toys. He was no longer the poor farmer. But what made him happiest wasn't the money or the fame. It was the lesson he learned: thinking big could change everything. He remembered the nights when hunger kept him awake, the days when people laughed at his dreams. Yet, he never gave up. His big thinking turned his small dream into a reality, and Anil's story spread beyond his village. It reached people who felt stuck, who thought their dreams were too big. His message was simple but powerful: no matter how small you start, think big. Believe in yourself and keep going, even when it's hard. Those words touched hearts, reminding everyone that success begins with a single thought, a big one.